Hey guys, looking for new RTS games to play? Then you're in the right place. Without further ado, let's start the list with Broken Arrow, a real-time strategy game developed by Steel Balalaika and published by Slytherin Lantide. Its release is scheduled 19th, 2025, exclusively for PC via Steam. Early access begins 3 days earlier, on June 16th. The game is set in a fictional modern conflict between the USA and Russia. Players command military units in large-scale combat on detailed urban maps. The focus is on capturing strategic objectives like airports, military bases, and refineries, amid cities with buildings, shopping centers, and other civilian structures. The game offers over 300 different units, with a high degree of customization resulting in over 1,500 possible combinations. Players will have control over various aspects, from equipment customization to large-scale operation planning. The deck-building card system is also an important element of the game. Victory Banner is an RTS with third-person shooter elements set in the early events of World War II, focusing on the year 1941 on the Eastern Front. Developed by Parisvet and published by HeroCraft PC, the game is currently under development for PC and will be released via Steam. Victory Banner offers a unique combination of RTS mechanics and third-person action, allowing players to switch between a top-down tactical view for squad control and a direct perspective, where the player takes individual command of soldiers or vehicles. Manage each soldier's inventory, including weapons, grenades, and mines. Specific actions such as changing aiming shoulder, reloading weapons, or using fortifications, trenches, bunkers, sandbags, are possible. Missions vary between roles such as militiamen, generals, tank crew members, or scouts, with objectives that include capturing control points, building fortifications, or performing stealth operations. Sanctuary Shattered Sun is a real-time strategy game in development by Enharten Media, promising a large-scale war experience never seen before. The game is set in 2758 in a Dyson sphere, a megastructure that surrounds the sun and houses trillions of lives. The game stands out for its massive scale, allowing command of thousands of units on immense battlefields. Players can control gigantic armies, titanic war machines, and even shape the map itself. Innovative mechanics include map-destroying superweapons, allowing the destruction of parts of the Dyson sphere, and climate control, with the ability to freeze oceans to create new invasion routes. Projectile physics are simulated in real time, adding an element of unpredictability to battles. Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War Definitive Edition is an updated version of the classic real-time strategy game originally released in 2004 by Relic. Announced on May 22, 2025, during the Warhammer Skulls event, the game will be available for PC via Steam later in 2025. The game is a celebration of the legacy of Dawn of War, considered one of the greatest classics of the RTS genre and a milestone in the Warhammer 40k universe. The Definitive Edition brings together the base game and all its expansions in a single package, with technical improvements to run on modern hardware while maintaining the essence of the original. The Definitive Edition was designed to modernize the game, ensuring compatibility with current systems and offering an enhanced visual experience, but without altering the essence of the original game. The game camera has been improved to offer a more cinematic experience with greater rendering distance and widescreen monitor support. Fragile Existence is a space strategy game developed by Fragile Continuum and published by Hooded Horse, scheduled for release in 2025. The game puts players in command of humanity's last fleet after Earth's near-complete annihilation by an unknown enemy force. In Fragile Existence, players must lead humanity's remaining fleet in a fight for survival. The game combines elements of real-time strategy and 4X, with a focus on space exploration, resource management, and strategic combat. Gameplay involves exploring 3D solar systems, with travel between planets and combat both in space and on planetary surfaces. Players need to manage resources, build bases, train units, and fight against a relentless enemy force. There is interaction between the orbiting fleet and ground troops, with unit transport between the two environments. Empire Eternal is a real-time strategy game under development by EPO Games and published by Microprose Software. The game proposes to offer a comprehensive experience covering over 20 eras of human history, from the Stone Age to futuristic eras. The game is inspired by classics of the RTS genre, such as Empire Earth, seeking to capture the essence of these titles. Players will build empires, manage resources, and engage in tactical combat on land, sea, and air. Technological development will be a crucial element, with the evolution of tools and weapons throughout the eras. Empire Eternal promises to be an ambitious real-time strategy game, with a vast historical scope and a focus on classic gameplay, yet with innovations.
Chariot and a good speed.
ZeroSpace is an immersive RTS developed by Starlint Studios and Ironword that promises a unique experience combining cinematic narrative, deep strategic gameplay, and a massive and persistent multiplayer universe. The game stands out for integrating all game modes, single player, cooperative, player versus environment, and player versus player into a single MMO galactic map. This means that actions in each mode directly impact the shared universe, creating a dynamic and constantly evolving scenario. ZeroSpace offers a single-player campaign with a rich narrative inspired by narrative RPGs like Mass Effect, where player choices directly impact the story's unfolding. Additionally, there are multiplayer modes, including 1 versus 1, 3 versus 3, and large-scale cooperative modes, allowing for galactic battles with friends. Sea Power, Naval Combat in the Missile Age, is a real-time strategy game focused on naval combat during the Cold War, developed by Triassic Games and published by Microprose. Created by the lead designer of Cold Waters, the game allows players to control NATO and Warsaw Pact forces in modern naval conflict campaigns. The game is available on Steam in early access and has received very positive reviews from players. The game focuses on realistic naval combat, involving the use of advanced weapons and sensors to respect rules of engagement and defeat enemy forces. Players can engage in surface duels, fight air attacks with long-range missiles, and hunt enemy submarines with aircraft and surface ships. Gameplay is inspired by classic titles like Jane's Fleet Command and Strike Fleet, including 3D graphics, real-time gameplay, time compression, and the inclusion of aircraft carriers and land-based aircraft.
Confirmed. Target is down. We got them.
Stronghold Crusader, Definitive Edition, is an expanded remaster of the classic real-time strategy and castle simulation game Stronghold Crusader, originally released in 2002 by Firefly Studios. Scheduled for release on July 15, 2025, exclusively for PC via Steam, this edition promises to revitalize the fan-favorite title with updated graphics, new gameplay content, community-requested improvements, and an experience faithful to the original but adapted for modern audiences. The 2D isometric graphics have been reworked for high definition, with sharper textures, detailed animations, and improved unit models. The aesthetic maintains the nostalgia of the original, but looks more modern and vibrant, matching players' idealized memory. The game introduces 8 new playable units, each with unique attributes, strengths, and abilities, such as Bedouin warriors who offer greater tactical versatility. Examples include stealthy assassins and mounted archers, which complement the original Arab mercenary units. Apoceus Winter Wars is a fantasy real-time strategy game developed and published by Landell Games, scheduled for release in 2025. The main focus of the game is to rescue the golden age of RTS games, combining classic elements with a much larger scale of battles and units. In the game, you command a vast array of units, from workers and warriors to golems and warships, each with unique abilities and strategic significance. The promise is of large maps and colossal battles, where you can control hundreds of entities. Landell Games states that Apoceus is a love letter to fans of the genre, drawing inspiration from titles like Supreme Commander, Command and Conquer, and Battle for Middle-earth. One of the biggest differentiators is the emphasis on larger-sized units and the ability to conduct battles with a massive number of troops. D.O.R.F. Real-Time Strategic Conflict is a real-time strategy game for PC, currently under development by D.O.R.F. team. Inspired by classic RTS games from the 90s, the game promises to expand the genre with new innovative mechanics. The game features ground, air, and naval combat, with 3 unique factions to choose from. Players will need to build extensive bases, extract resources like oil and ore, and create efficient logistical networks to ensure the supply of war materials for factories. The game also includes the possibility of capturing enemy factories to access new technologies. The game's graphical style resembles classic 90s RTS games with pixelated isometric graphics. Units feature realistic sizes with large tanks and aircraft. D.O.R.F. Real-Time Strategic Conflict appears to be a promising real-time strategy game that seeks to capture the essence of classic genre titles while introducing new mechanics. The combination of ground, air, and naval combat, along with base building and resource management, promises a rich and challenging experience for RTS fans.
Listening. All right, what do you have to say? I'm listening. You make me feel like I'm losing my mind.
Dinolords is a real-time strategy game that combines RPG elements and is set in an unusual medieval setting, a world where dinosaurs have been reintroduced. The game is scheduled for early access release on Steam in early 2025. In Dinolords, players build and manage bases, collect resources, and train units, similar to classic RTS games like Age of Empires. The crucial difference is the inclusion of dinosaurs as powerful military units, which players can control and utilize in battle. The game also incorporates RPG elements, allowing players to freely control a character, possibly with customization and progression options. The game is set in a medieval European setting, where players need to defend against Danish invaders who use dinosaurs as weapons. The combination of medieval and prehistoric elements creates a unique and intriguing scenario. Well, that was the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and see you next time.